Are you a pad player and feeling underrepresented in these button club videos? Well, fear not, my friends. Today we're going to be unboxing the Victrix BFG. Welcome back, Button Club members. I am your host for today's video, ShadowFury, and we are going to be unboxing the Victrix Pro BFG, the big friggin' guy here. So, as you know, we've unboxed a few arcade sticks here on the channel. Thank you to everyone who's watched and supported those videos. And we really wanted to make sure that everyone felt represented in these videos. So we have one of the most expensive high-end pads that you can buy in the gaming community. The reason we wanted to pick up this controller in particular is because this is one of the best all-around controllers that you can purchase right now. It's not just for fighting games, and you'll see that when we open this thing up and show you some of its features, but this is a controller that can be used for any type of gaming at all. Not just fighting games, but your everyday role-playing game, your God of Wars and whatever have you. And also being at the price point that you can see here on the package, this was $179 that we got from GameStop. I didn't do much research on this product, so I didn't look up any reviews. I only really know what this product has to offer. So I wanted to give it a fresh take right off the rip to see what we think of this. So here we go. Our newly improved and upgraded Razor Ramon. Okay, there we go. All right, put this away before we cut ourselves. Nice packaging so far. Despite popular belief, I will not be destroying. Whoa. All right, that's what we're presented with right off the rip. This beautiful Victrix carrying case. So there's our box and packaging. I'm gonna put this to the side over here, so maybe we always know what we're looking at, working on. So right off the rip, this is pretty cool. This is an awesome carrying case that you can use to bring this to tournaments or anywhere that you're going, your buddy's house, just to play for a while. You can flex your really expensive controller. That was satisfying, the unzip. Here we go. Hey now. Whoa, this guy's snazzy looking. I love the purple accents. What's really cool I'm noticing off the rip is this gripping area here. This actually feels like a little bit of rubber, and it's texturized right here for those sweaty gaming sessions. I'm really impressed by this weight. This is not that heavy at all. That's satisfying to hear. So as usual with this modern day of gaming, this is ready for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and PC gaming. So it's got this little purple switch right up here that can be adjusted from PlayStation 4, 5, or PC. These triggers and bumpers also have a textured pattern on them. And I love the sound of this one right here, the bumper. What else we got here? Okay, on the back, we also have additional sets of buttons here, as you can see. So when you're holding the controller like this, you're able to use these fingers to get to those buttons. Also, another thing to note here is, look at this touchpad area right here. Your options and share buttons right here. You know, what's funny about growing at the end of the arcade era is that at home, we only had pads to play on for our Super Nintendos, our PlayStations, and anytime you'd go to an arcade, it would be joysticks and buttons. And I used to hate that growing up. I would always really wish that there was a way that a pad could be put into the machine to play, and now as an adult, pads feel so foreign to be playing for fighting games here. A couple other things to go over, and one of the reasons why we picked this up is it has an exceptionally awesome D-pad. This D-pad right here is built for fighting gamers, I would have to say. When you're doing your Dragon Punch inputs or even your 360, 720 motions for grapplers, this feels really satisfying. There's no individual bump in the D-pad to show up, down, left, or right. It's got this really cool concave design, so it's a smooth transition when going from down to forward, doing your quarter circles, or even your Z motions for your dragon punches. I think that's really, really cool. And because of what this comes with, we are able to actually remove these modular pieces here with just a simple Allen wrench, and we can remove this area here, which has your regular 4-button layout for standard games and your R3 stick. So we can actually remove these and the directional pad to customize the features on this so that it really works with whatever we're doing. That's why I mentioned that this was such an awesome controller, because it wasn't just for fighting games, it's for every type of gaming. You make the decision through your personal preferences how you want this to set up. Let's go over what else we have here inside the case. We got this nice little area for the cable. Oh, and it's Velcroed in here now that I'm realizing. There's a Velcro release to get this guy out of here. That's neat. This way it's not falling out and moving as you're doing your thing. What else is really cool I'm noticing is this little clip right here on the USB end, probably just so we can, put the cable inside of there like that to hold it. Cool, and then let's plug in the USB-C end. Very nice. Now, we're talking about the cable here right now, but what you should know is that this has the option to run wireless if you want. So here is the USB dongle receiver to get the signal here. So you absolutely have the option whether or not you want to be plugged in or not. Now, I would say that if you're gonna be using this for fighting games, you are better off plugging in. It's kind of a problem that's been happening often lately in high-level tournament competitive scenes, is that when you plug in a wireless or battery-operated controller, the PlayStation console ends up remembering that that is synced up to it. So let's say you're done with your match, you unplug, the PlayStation is still remembering this device, you accidentally press the PlayStation button, 10 minutes later, so many feet away, the PlayStation wants to have this sign back in again. So you can really interrupt a match. You could be screwing up someone's tournament progression, and then everyone's got to stop, pause, kind of cool off from the excitement and figure out who paused, what happened, or even the time it takes to go into the PlayStation settings to desync every single pad and controller. So I would say that that's a nice feature for this product, is the fact that we have the option to be wireless or not, depending on what is suited for our gaming in the moment. Another cool feature, why we bought this, is this bad Larry right here. Oh yeah. So this is our 6-button insert. It will end up replacing what is the 4-button insert over here with the R3 stick. And so you're saying to yourself, well, why is this necessary? Not being an avid pad player, what ends up stopping me from using a device like this for my competitive gaming is the fact that while I'm holding it, I now have to use these fingers here to activate what would be heavy punch and heavy kick for, we're talking about Street Fighter. If you're a Tekken player, all you really need is these 4 buttons, but you can be setting up different macros. I also see Tekken players not playing with the traditional grip like this, and they'll play with their left hand pinching it like this, and they'll play with their right hand like this, just so they have the access to those buttons, and there's a finger per row, and they're able to kind of play a little bit better that way. So with this 6-button layout, as a Street Fighter player, I don't have to use now my right hand and claw this thing to get heavy punch, heavy kick. Another reason why that's so useful is as you can see here, the throw of the trigger is long, right? It's hard for me as the player to know exactly when I've actuated that button and when it's going to be pressed or shown in the game. So like we were just talking about with the distance of the throw for the R2 button, this is useful for driving games, maybe first-person shooters. But what I will note is that there's these switches on the back here that can shorten the throw of the trigger, like this one. Look at how instantly that is there. That feels exactly like this button in comparison to this one. I mean, just look at the difference there. It's like a winking eye compared to this guy, this side over here. So that's through these switches here, and that is another customization option that you have with this pad, depending on what you're using it for. So just really good all around. What else do we have here? Aha, okay. All right, so these rings here have an octagon shape on the inside. And now there's two of them here. They both have the octagon shape here. So what this would be used for is you would remove this module here, take out the left and right stick, and put this within there. And now you'll always know which direction you're hitting when you're moving this around. So because it's circular right now, it'd be really hard to know exactly where up back is if I'm trying to jump up out of a mix-up, or where crouch back is if I'm trying to block my lows. You'll never really know exactly where you are in the swing of this, but with this octagon insert, you'll now always know where you're at, making this really awesome for fighting games, which is obviously what we're mostly talking about on this channel. So between the octagon inserts here and the 6-button module here, I'm really excited to try and switch some of these out and see how that all feels. What else do we have in the packaging here? Okay, here we go. So on top of this really awesome D-pad that comes on it already, they've given us the option for 2 other directional pads here. So this one kind of being a really nice happy medium to your traditional directional pad, and then this being the complete traditional D-pad, basically just a plus. So at least they're giving you plenty of options when it comes to your choice for directional pad, what your personal preference is, and what you'll be playing with the game. Here is our tool. Look at that, nice purple Victrix. This is very similar to the tool that came with our Nacon. And this is so we can remove the different modules here and change our setup. And lastly, we have 2 extra stick heights, it looks like. Here we go. So we've got a tall guy and a short guy. Pretty cool. I like how they give you a lot of options. I mean, everything seems really, really high quality here so far, between the 6-button module, the octagon inserts for your sticks, the different directional pads, plus the tool, this awesome carrying case. All right, cool. So let's start messing around with some of these functions here. The first thing I want to take out is this first module here, and I'd like to get the 6-button side in there. So we're just going to take out this screw and make sure not to lose it. And this is how easy it is to change. Ready? Here we go. Just going to lift it right out. Oh, super cool. Okay, so this piece comes off here, and that's how we're able to add, I imagine, the octagon insert. But instead, we're going to be putting in our 6-button guy right here. So here we go. Ready? The contacts are here at the bottom. Just drop it right in. I'm going to tighten this down, not too tight, because I can't imagine we want to be breaking this on our maiden voyage. And voila. In that bit of time now, we have a 6-button layout for our pad. Yeah, that looks awesome. That is ready for tournament play, in my opinion, right there. And then you got your D-pad right here. Oh, listen to that. So there's, oh wow, what a difference. So there's tiny little micro switches on the 6-button layout, and your regular feeling switch that you would find in the normal PlayStation pad is what's on this module over here. So this is nice, so you can actually hear that you've made your input. And then because of the 6-button layout, I don't even need to use these shoulder buttons anymore, because I have it all right here to lay out. I like that. That feels nice. And then let me just see something else. I want to see if I can even switch this around. Can I do this? Oh, I can. Okay. So all I did was just change the orientation of where the D-pad was. And this is, I think, more of where the D-pad would be or should be, potentially for our fighting game. See, so I switched it up over here. And now, oh yeah. That feels really, really interesting. All right, just for the sake of the video, I would like to just change maybe this D-pad here. see what that's all about. And then we'll actually plug this thing in and see what we think of it. So this is just really low. This will come off over here. Good Lord. Look at all that purple. And then how would this come out over here? Oh, it just literally lifts right off. And then we can put on, now there's a plus and minus here. Heard that snap? And now we're in. So let's drop it back in. Get our little cover on. Tighten her down. And that's it. We have changed our setup yet again to this. This actually also feels really, really nice. Probably not bad for fighting games either, because I mean, maybe if you were a grappler, you'd want to play on this D-pad over here because it'd be smooth circling around. And then this D-pad could maybe be for more of your other everyday characters, charge characters, so you know exactly where your diagonal down is for your charge. And then also to be able to feel the diagonal for your dragon inputs or fireballs, supers, all that. And it's a really short throw. I really feel like I don't have to press this that far at all for me to get the direction that I want. Super cool. This is really awesome. This pad really thought of everything, I feel like, and plenty of choices to go through everything. All right, producer, will we be trying this next? Plugging it in, seeing what we think of it. Oh yeah, all right, so stick around because now we're going to test this bad Larry out on our PS5 and see what we think of it while playing Street Fighter 6. All right, so we are all set here, plugged in, ready to go. We got our Victrix Pro BFG in hand. It's got a really cool little light up logo here on the touchpad. And we got Street Fighter 6 open. We got our boy Guile here, ready to go. And I also have the trigger settings to be instantaneous, as you can see for our perfect parries here. And this 6-button layout feels pretty good already, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not really a pad player, so some of this muscle memory is a little foreign to me. Oh, and these buttons back here are ready to go also. So this is handling all lights and medium kicks and punches. There's no heavies on here for the back mapped buttons. Oh, that is weird. And then I have one of the other, the second D-pad on here that we got to try. Look at how gorgeous that looks. This is a beautiful looking pad here for sure. So having the 6-button layout right here just means I don't even have to use the shoulder buttons if I don't want. The micro switches on the attack buttons are very responsive. Like really, really nice. And then the D-pad, this D-pad feels okay, I'm not gonna lie. I keep getting that instead of, there we go, okay. It's gotta be a little more exaggerated with it. So that feels pretty cool. What's nice is I can already feel the grip, the texturing that's up here that I talked about earlier. Really does make a difference when holding this. Oh my goodness. Okay, we got it. All right, nice, nice, nice. That's like a bread and butter corner combo there. I'm not getting that super at all, no way. Yeah, these micro switches feel really nice. The D-pad feels pretty cool. For kicks, give me 2 seconds and let me switch out that D-pad. I just kind of want to see if the original one that came on with it, if I like it better. And this just proves to show you how quick you're able to change this and make this adjustment on the fly. This isn't something that you need a lot of room or space to do. It comes with the tool. Oh yeah, that feels so much better already. Here we go. Yeah, I would say if you're playing fighting games, the stock D-pad that comes with it is definitely the way to go. The one that we had on there just now wasn't too bad, but as a personal preference, I would say, yeah, I like this a lot better. There we go. Yeah, see, first shot. Cool. All right, let me just do a few more tries here. All right, let's try a different character here. Let's see. And let's see how this D-pad works for, now that feels nice. Oh my God, I got super without even really trying. See, now normally some of this would be a little difficult for me to do on pad, I feel like. That is instantaneous. The very little movement it takes to get super out is insane. Oh, this is effortless. That feels real. That only came out because I was walking forward when I went to go throw fireball. And I'm still at times using the shoulder button. There we go. That is super responsive. So having these shortcuts for the triggers really makes sense and feels good. I bet you could perfect parry on this thing with the greatest of ease because that button is just right there to show. Look at that, right into level 3. That feels awesome. So my hands feel like they want to keep using these 4 here, which is the medium to heavies, and these, the light ones, feel a little lower and out of the way, kind of. So as I'm trying to do my thing, but look at the range of these buttons that you have to go through over here. I mean, this is only foreign because I'm not a pad player, so I don't want that to come across as it's not a shortcoming of the product, it's a shortcoming of myself and not having a lot of practice with pad. But that felt smooth. So I gotta say, the responsiveness of the attack buttons with those micro switches feel great. Like that combo would normally be a little difficult for me to do on pad, and what also really helps is this D-pad. This D-pad feels absolutely awesome to be able to look at the inputs there on the side. You can see how spot on I am with a very little movement to get the DP every time. Like, that is really, really nice. As far as pads feel, obviously this is a very expensive product, right? This was, what did I say, $180 USD. I'm not someone who plays on pad often, but this actually feels pretty responsive. I like the buttons, I like the D-pad, I like the modulation. These buttons back here, I'm not a fan of, and I don't know how to, but there's gotta be some sort of a way to shut these off, because this, I feel like, is right where my fingertips want to rest. And as I'm doing my movement, it'd be really easy to accidentally hit those. So that's the only drawback of this pad for fighting games, that is. But if you're playing first-person shooters and other games, you definitely want that feature. You want to have that there because that just gives you so much more range of mobility with your thumbs when using the left and right stick. And then these buttons back here are what you'd be using your right thumb for, and you now no longer need to do that because you're busy using this. So that's one of the great features about this product, is that it's modular, it's great for fighting games, everyday gaming, shooters, you name it. SPDs especially, 720s. Very nice controller. I guess at the end of the day, it just really comes down to whether or not you want to shell out that much money for a product like this. I do think it is worth it if you're someone who plays a lot of games on top of your fighting games. There are other options out there with less features, but if you're looking for a 6-button controller for fighting games, there are other options out there. All right, so that's gonna do it for this unboxing video and our initial impressions of the Victrix Pro BFG. I gotta say, I am quite impressed by this controller. I think if you're looking for one controller to do it all, fighting games and any other type of gaming that you're into, this is a great, great product here, a great purchase for $179. You're definitely getting quality, adjustability, mobility. Absolutely awesome, highly recommended. What we're gonna do is we're gonna keep this in our hands for the next couple of weeks, and then I'd like to film a review video giving this guy an actual Button Club grade. And also keep an eye out, because this isn't the only pad that we're gonna be unboxing and talking about. We also have the Hori Octa Fighting Commander. So this is another pad that we're gonna be unboxing and reviewing here on the channel, and then we're gonna put these two side by side and see which one we think is better, because this guy comes in at a much lower price point of $60. That's gonna do it for this video. Thank you so much for all your support and all these videos, including this one. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. Please do all the typical YouTube things, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends if you think they'd be interested in a product like this. And we'll catch you guys on the next video. Don't forget to keep pressing them buttons.